patenting and all these details. Now we should know about what is a career which has been we are eligible and how we can apply for the various career with related to IPR and patent rights. So for this, here is the last but not the least. She is an excellent speaker. To her credit, I can read out, so I can just see so much of achievements in her career. So I'll just introduce Ms. Preeti B. Chotani, who will be giving the talk on IPR career opportunities. So to have the introduction, I would like to bring uh, about Preeti. So she is the founder and CEO of Sri Datta Law Consultancy, Gandhinagar, and she is also the registered Indian patent agent under DPIT, Government of India, and have experience of 7 years in the field of IPR in renowned pharmaceutical industries and SSIP facilitated educational institutes. So her experience is currently she is an independent IP practitioner at her own law firm since last 1 year and 7 months, and she was previously working as executive in IPR department in Intas Pharmaceuticals Limited, Ahmedabad for about 4 years, and she started her career from Cadila Pharmaceutical Limited, Dhaka, as a technical trainee in IPR department for about 1.5 years. And with related to her education, she has completed her D Form, B Form, M Form, as well as she has done an industrial program in pharma regulatory affairs, and at present pursuing her PhD in pharmaceutical technology in Nirma University, Ahmedabad. And she has also done various diploma courses related to IPR, as well as IP evaluation and management, and she has attended training in various institutes, and she has attended online sessions, and her expert she has delivered various excellent talks on IPR and innovations with related to the mind to market, innovate to impact, the basics of intellectual property rights and patent search at various places. And to her credit, her achievements are listed here. It just goes on with a long list. A few to mention here. She is the president, Gujarat State Intellectual Property Council, WICCI, and registered Indian patent and design agent, patent facilitator under SSIP scheme. International Research Award has been given to her by the state Lohana Mahaparikshat in 2019. GIC I2I award by GTU Ahmedabad, and IP Panorama 2015 AICC online session 3 is being developed by her jointly by the KAPO, KAPA, and BIPO, and she was selected for Young Entrepreneur Award by Indian Achievers Award 21-22, and she is being shortlisted by Women Entrepreneur magazine for top 10 best women in IP copyright and trademark in India 2022, and startup mentor under Startup India, Government of India. She is a mentor in local startups meet 2021 at Entrepreneurship Cell, IIT Kharagpur, and she is the Institutional Innovation Council member expert under MHRD, and she is a mentor for Incubation Program for Cohort 22, Bilashpur, Chhattisgarh, and she has been attended various conferences about listening to 20 with related to pharma and IPR, and media has covered her achievements in 12 newspapers and one news channel as well, and she has presented a number of papers in various conferences, international as well as national, and she has patent files for her clients. For more than 80 patents have been filed by her to her clients, and 10 design applications, 10 copyright applications, and 5 trademark registrations has been done by her. And she has delivered a number of lectures related to IPR and design and patent drafting, etc. So, with all these achievements, I welcome on behalf of University of Madras as well as CSIR IMMT to deliver your lecture, which will be really worth for the audience to know. After knowing about IPR and patterns, they should know what is the procedure and what are the carriers, what should they need the basic, what do you say, the degree or diploma, whatever it is. If they are into different fields also, as you have done, might be they may do a diploma or a degree related to IPR, and they can pursue their career even into this field, which is now being coming up very well in the field of education, particularly in science, because now that we are aware of having the importance of patterns and IPR, though we do in research and we are in the pharma related with pharma industry, science background, everything, we just do our experiment and we do carry out a research and we just publish paper. But now that the importance of the patenting and IPR is being given by all 6 days by the various speakers, and now if you give about the carriers, maybe this will be helpful for all the participants as well as the PG students who are attending. They can take up the career even in this field, which will be much more helpful for their future. So, with this note, I would like to welcome our speaker, Ms. Preeti Chotani. So, please take over the session to you. Welcome to the dais.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the brief introduction and giving me this wonderful opportunity to connect with the multiple students of the different universities and the institute. So, without wasting the time, I'm directly starting my session. Just a minute, I'm sharing the screen.
You can share.
Is my screen is visible?
Yeah, yes, it's visible.
Yeah. So as ma'am has told that today's topic is related to the IPR, especially the IPR as a career opportunity. So this is just the formal disclaimer. This presentation is only for the educational purpose, and we are not infringing anybody's intellectual property by the way of this presentation. And I have prepared this presentation based on my knowledge and the experience. Now these are the flow of the presentation, in which we will cover the what is the IP and IPR in very brief in the 1 or 2 slides. Then why the IP as a career options in the field of the IP and the IPR, work profile, job responsibilities in the field of the IP, how to boost your career in the field of the IP. Especially for the IP, Indian patent examination is much more important. So we will little bit go into depth for the Indian patent examination, then role of the IP professional, and in the last question answer session. So starting with the IP. So what is the IP? IP means the intellectual property. So as we all know, there are 2 types of the properties are there. One is the tangible property, another is the intangible property. Tangible property means the property which we can touch or feel. Let's for example, any jewelry you have, any land or the automobiles or cars or any furniture which you have. You told that this is my property. The jewelry, you told that this is my jewelry, this is my house, this is my car, right? So those type of the property, those are also a property, but those are the tangible property, and you can touch your car, you can touch your house, you can touch your jewelry and told that this is my property. Similarly, another type of the property is the intangible property, which is you cannot touch or you cannot feel those things. So it is the creation of your mind, like it's idea or the creation. Something comes from your mind, either it's any poem, or it's any song lyrics, or you have come up with any new invention, new product, new process, new instrument. So all those things which are come from your mind, and those are intangible properties, and those are known as the intellectual property also. So basically, intellectual property is the intangible property which includes the creation of the human intellect. So anything which are come from your intellectual side or your mind, those all the things can be considered as an intellectual property. Now what is the IPR? So IPR is the intellectual property rights, the rights for your IP, your intellectual property. So intellectual property rights provides the protection over the IP if you have something in your mind, any unique idea in your mind. But if you are not protecting your ideas by the way of any of the IPR, different types of the IPR, then there is no value. Value in the sense, in the terms of the monetary. So you cannot generate anything out of your ideas. So if you want to generate money or moral rights, so for that you have to apply for the intellectual property rights which are relevant to your ideas. So intellectual property rights provides the protection over the IP. Intellectual property, IPR, are rights given to the person over their creation of the mind, and those are the exclusive rights, and that is given for the certain specific period of time. So each and every types of the IPR having a certain limited time period. For that period the rights has been given, that is not given for the lifetime, right? So the different type of the IPR, they are given for the specific period of time. And especially this IPR, intellectual property rights, are the exclusive rights. Exclusive means it's exclude means it's stopping others. So whenever you are applying for any of the IPR, you are getting the patent or you are registering your trademark, copyright or the design, then you have a rights to survive in the society, in the market as and create the monopoly. So you are selling, only the you who is selling that particular patented or the registered product in the market. So you are creating the monopoly environment, as well as with that you are stopping others, you are excluding others. So any of your competitors or any other person other than you, these all are stopped for manufacturing, selling, using your invention or your ideas. So there are two types. First you are creating monopoly, second you are stopping others, and that's why you are creating the monopoly in the society, right? So this is the basic meaning of the IPR. Then what are the, so in the layman language if we are telling, so if you want to secure your IP, so for that the secure hand will be the IPR. So if you want to protect your IP, then and then only it will be beneficial for you. Now what are the different types of the IPR? Maybe you all have know about these things, as since last 5 days this session has been ongoing, right? So the most widely used IPRs are the total 8 IPRs are there. In that the first 4 are most widely used IPRs. So patents, industrial designs, trademark and the copyright. And other than that, the trade secrets, geographical indications, semiconductor integrated circuit layout designs, plant varieties and breeders' right. So these 4 we will learn in the one pictorial presentation, the patents, designs, trademark and copyright. Other than that, trade secret. So for the trade secret, the best example is the Coca-Cola. Any of the ingredient which are used in the Coca-Cola preparation or the composition of the Coca-Cola and the process for making of these both are protected by the way of the trade secret. Means if you can see the patents, design, trademark and copyright, if you are applying for this type of the IPR, so they will be come into the public domain after the publishing. Once your application will be published by the way of the patent or design or trademark copyright, so it will remains in the public domain. So and other than you, every people can know about this type of the technology. But in the trade secrets, as name suggests, is a secret. So it will be remain secret within 2 to 3 members of that particular company. Right. Then another is the geographical indication. So it name suggests is related to some geographical region. So particular geographical region having a particular effect on the product, the particular climate of that geographical region, the land condition will be there, then soil quality will be there. So based on that, all the different kind of the factors which are affecting especially for that particular geography, and based on that the quality of that product from that particular region will be a different, and for that can be protected by the geographical indication. Let's for example, the tea is famous from the Darjeeling. In Gujarat, if we can see, the Kesar mangoes are famous from the Gir. In south also, that laddu is famous from particular region. Then in the Bengal, their Rasogulla will be famous from that particular region. So if you are preparing those things, or if you are cultivating those things in your area, then it will be a grown up, but it will be not having a equal quality like that particular region. So that's why this type of the protection will be there, that particular region having a particular quality food or the other product will be there, and based on that they are protected by the way of the geographical indications. Then the semiconductor integrated circuit layout designs, any of the person or the student who is from the electronic and communication or the electrical field, so they are come up with any new chip design or the circuit design. So if you are come up with any new design of that particular circuit, that can be protected by the way of this semiconductor integrated circuit layout design. Then if someone is come up with any new plants, if they are combining a plant A and a plant B, and they are giving some another plant which having a little bit very good qualities, or they are providing the crop formation will be also more. So those any of the plant invention or the ideas or the newness in the plant related structure, so that can be protected by the way of the Plant Varieties and a Breeders Act. Now, as I have told that these 4 IPRs are the most widely used in the industry as well as the academia. So in that, by the way of the pictorial presentation, we will just I will let you know what is exact these 4 IPRs. So the patents that mainly related to the any of the scientific inventions, either is a technological advancement, either or it's a pharmaceutical invention, any chemicals you have invented, any new process you have invented. So anything which is totally new or that can be beneficial for the society, so that can be protected by the way of the patent. Now if any article which is already available, but you are come up with some new design, let's for example any smartphone are there. So if you are comparing any 2 smartphones, so their camera arrangement, their the look, their thinness, all are differ from one to another, right? So in that way they are changing this design, but the working of that particular smartphone will be same. Similarly, if you are taking the example of the pen, so in the pen there are all are having a ultimate aim is that to write something, right? But every pen having a different structure. Here this is a button related pen, they having this type of the structure, rings in the pen. Another, if you are taking the pen, they having a different structure. So if aesthetically, by the looking into that particular article, if showing something different in the way of the design, then that can be protected by the way of the industrial designs. Then copyright any of the literary work, let's for example any poem, song, or book chapter or the story book, so that or musical or dramatic, any of the cinematographic film or any websites that are also copyrighted. So those software related things, all that can be protected by the way of the copyrights. Then in the trademarks, so any of the logo, word, sign, that can be protected by the way of the trademark. So trademark is the brand name, we can say it's like a visiting card. So if you want to buy the footwears, then you are choosing the Nikes, Pumas, Adidas footwear, because they have applied for the trademark and they have creating the brand value into the market. That's why you are picking the branded things, branded clothes based on their brand names. So for that, trademark is beneficial. For in the trademark also, one certification mark will be there. If you are taking any of the food, you are checking that this is ISI or ISO certified things, right? So you are keeping the faith on that particular product, and after that you are buying those products. So to generate the faith or the brand value into the market, this trademark plays a very important role in that. So this is just an overview about the IP and the IPR. Now why the IP as a career. So if you are pursuing your career in the intellectual property rights related field, then you are continuously remains the touch with the research and innovations and the creativity. If you are in the academia, you are teaching your students, right? So they are come up with every day they are come up with some new ideas, and based on that, if you are applying the IP or remains in the field of the IP, so you are every day you are remains in the touch with that field, research related field. As I am IP professional, every day new clients come to me, they are telling their ideas to me, so I am also upgrading myself regarding that research and innovations. So once you are in this field, you are every day you are updating yourself. Then the work with the popular culture and culture icons like scientists, authors, artists, or the creators, because these intellectual property related things are comes from this type of icons, right? The scientists are come up with some new research related invention, any authors comes to you, so based on that you are also getting some thing from that persons also. Then high pay scale jobs and business opportunity will be there. Then desk job will be there if you are from the pharmaceutical background or any of the engineering related background, if you are selecting any industry to work over there. So for the girl or the boy also, it will little bit a tough task to go every day over there then you have to do the physical work over there, because in the industry there are much more physical work will be there. So for the IP perspective, the desk job are mostly available. So that is also one benefit for the, if you are choosing the IP as a career. Then what are the different career options are in the field of the IP and the IPR? So if you are in the academia, then you can create the innovative environment in the research area. You are guiding your students, if you are a guide of that your student regarding the IP protection and the create the awareness about the IP, then you can support the researchers to protect their IPs. Then you can also have the startups which are come up from the your students are come up with the any startup ideas, then you can also promote them by the, if you are in the field of the IP. Then if you are in the industry, then you can help the scientists to protect their IP rights. You can analyze the market scenario with reference to the IP. Let's for example, if any company is working on some particular product, let's for example, if you are taking any pharmaceutical example. So if any person, if any company who is working for particular medicine which is used for the fever, let's for example. So for the fever, we all know that the paracetamol is useful, but if any more than that, if any other drug they are come up with that, they having a very much having a very good effect as compared to the paracetamol, or paracetamol in the tablet formulation is already available, but that particular industry is looking for that how we can change this formulation, and that may be helpful for the pediatric patients also, and that may be useful for the geriatric patients also. So they can make a syrup for that particular paracetamol. They can make a that injection or the IV set for that paracetamol. So this is just as of now, these all things are normal, but when the paracetamol will come and only tablet will be available, at that time these all things will be required, right? If we are taking the recent example of the vaccination, so now if there is no vaccine for the COVID, then everyone having no idea about that. But if one will become, Covaxin will become, then Covishield will also come, many other vaccines are also come. So how you can know about this type of the things? So you can analyze this market scenario by the way of the IP. You can search out some of the patents, and you can think that, or you can search out and you can get a idea about that, okay, this type of the technology already applied, now I can try for the another technology. So for that also this IP can guide to the industry in the way of the market scenario. Then for the IP portfolio management, many of the industries who are very innovative in nature, they having a list of the patents or the list of the IP rights, either patents, trademark, design or copyright. So they hold the portfolio we have to manage in the frequent sometime we have to pay the renewal fees, we have to examine that patent application, we have to, so there are multiple steps are there that we have to looking in that. So for that also the one specific person will be there in the industry to who will manage the IP patent portfolio management. Then to guide in the infringement activity. So infringement means if you are not that much innovative industry, but you want to survive in the market, and if you are copying someone's product. Now if you are copying, then that means if that person has already applied the patent or any of the IP on that product, then you are in the hurdle. The person will file an infringement suit or the legal suit against you, and you have to pay the royalty fees or the damages to that person. So for that, industry will first carry out this infringement related activity, whether they are copying someone's product, whether it will be protected by some other person or not. So for that also, this is the one of the job role of the IP professionals. Then in the legal or the law forms, so to carry out the each and every activity related to the IP, like patent, design, trademark, copyrights, starting from the search to the last commercialization, each and every activity will be looking out by the law forms. Either it's a patent search, patent drafting, patent filing, patent renewals, then patent licensing, patent commercialization, each and every steps of the each and every IP field that can be looking out by the legal forms. Then as an independent IP practitioner like me, then the patent examiner in the patent office, central government, also giving some of the post related notification, and if you are clearing those exams, these are all are the similar exams like you are giving the UPSC and the GPSC exams. so that if you are clearing those exam in particular your domain, your the expertise field, like in the chemical or the technology or any specific field of the technology, then you can appointed as a patent examiner in the patent office also. That is a central government job. Then in the IP profession in the many government bodies or the private body like FICCI, CIA or like that. So there are multiple options are there from which you can select your based on your interest to if you want to enter into the IP or the IPR related field. Then what is the basic work profile? So first is the drafting. Drafting in the legal term, in general we can say it's a writing, how you can write the patents. So in the drafting, understanding of the invention, strategizing the protection and the writing. Then the litigation means the legal process if two parties are in front of them, and if they are fighting for that particular IP rights, then in that also you can contribute. Sorry. Then the patent or the any of the IP filing and prosecution. Prosecution means the whole the examination stage. And then the teaching, training and spreading the awareness by the way of the seminars and webinars. Then analytics and the strategy. You have to strategize the things in the IP. If you are in the IP field, and you have to take an analysis that okay, this type of the things which the company is looking forward, that is not protected by any of the patents, or it will be protected by somehow that patent has been lapsed, or that patent has been not filed in India, that has been only filed in the US, and that market of that particular person is in India only. So based on that you can do the analysis and you can give the strategy to the company's higher authority. Then technology assessment and the marketing. So this is a just a brief overview of what are the work profile will be there. Now what are the job responsibility in the field of the IP? So the various activities related to the patents, industrial designs, trademark, copyrights, IP awareness and the IP portfolio management. Now if you are taking the more detail if you are in the patent field, then which type of the work profile, job responsibility with you. Then it's the patent search. So in the patent search also there are the different type of the searches are there. One is the patentability search, means if you are in academia, your student come to you and told that I have come up with some new ideas and I want to apply for the patent for that particular idea. So you can guide that student that you can perform the first patentability search whether your idea is known anywhere else or not. If it's not known, then we can definitely apply for the patent, or you can also perform the patentability search by your own way. Similarly in the industry, if some scientist will be come up with any new idea, new product related idea, then first patentability search is required if that scientist or the student will be wants to apply into in the field of the patent. Then the freedom to operate search. So if any innovative industry or the student will be not there, but student will come to you and told that I want to start up I want to establish my own startup, and in that I want to selling this on manufacturing this particular product, but that product will be protected by the patent or not, that the person will don't know. So for that, or in the industry also, that the particular product which is protected by the way of the patent or not, that to check those things, the freedom to operate search is required. This is, we can say, it's a clearance search or the right to use search. So any product which before launching this search is required to survive in the market and to avoid these legal battles. Then the invalidity and validity search to determine whether the patent which is issued to the particular invention, that is actually valid or not. So for that the legal battle also this type of the search is required. Then the state of art search, if you want to do some market survey to find out what technology already existing in the market, and based on that you are also working on that. So for that state of art search is required. Then technology landscape search, in-depth analysis of the patents to understand the technology evolution, major players who are the competitors in the market for that particular technology, about the competitors, strength of the competitor and latest technological advancements. For all the things the technology landscape search is required. So first you have to decide in the patent search, first you have to decide the purpose of that particular search, and based on that you can perform the search. Then the patent drafting and filing, patent prosecution, in that the two things are there. One is the generation of the examination report by the patent office, you have to reply to that, and another is the hearing process. In that you have to communicate with the patent office professionals, that is by the video conference through. So it is a direct one-to-one meeting will be there. Then the patent valuation, if your patent has been granted and now what is the value for that? If you are licensing that your patent to some other person or the industry, or you are commercializing your particular patent, then for that valuation is checked, that is the patent valuation. Then the patent licensing and the technology transfer, if you want to transfer your technology in the some big level in the industry, so for that also that will be covered. That is also a job responsibility of you. Then the patent litigation, if any legal battle started, then you have to communicate with the any of the court regarding those things. Then the design, in the design you have to perform the design search and design registration. Then in the trademark you have to perform the design, trademark search, trademark registration, trademark prosecution, brand evaluation, and the brand licensing. Then in the copyright filing and prosecution and copyright licensing. Now role of the IP professionals. So what are the role of the IP professional? To perform the search related to all the IPs, to make the search report for patentability, infringement, validity or freedom to operate analysis, to prepare the forms for the patent and other IP filing, then to draft the patent application, to file the IP via online portal, to respond the examination report, to attend the hearing, to maintain the IP portfolio, to spread the IP awareness via seminar, webinar and the blog writing. These all are the roles of the IP professionals. Now all this about the in the which field you can enter by if you want have an interest into the IP, either in the academia, industry or your own practice. Now if you have an interest but you have not that much of knowledge before entering into this field, how you can boost your career in this field? So what are those options that you can get a more knowledge about this field, and after that you can choose this field as your career. So for that there are multiple offline and online courses are there which are available to become expert in this field. So let's, for example, this is just a few examples are there. One is the postgraduate diploma in the IPR, that is called the PGD IPR, that can be provided by the Nalsar University, GTU at Ahmedabad, IGNOU, Gujarat National Law University, and many other are also there in the based on the state. So there are multiple universities are there, those are providing this type of the courses, that is 1 or 6 month or 1 year course will be there. They are guiding you in the each and every types of the IPRs. Then the WIPO e-learning centers are there. They are providing the distance learning course. WIPO is the World Intellectual Property Organization that is situated into the Geneva, Switzerland, and they are providing the long list of the distance learning courses such as the DL101 that is related to the journal course of the intellectual property rights, and many other open access courses are there. Then one of the part of the Indian Patent Office, that is the RGNIIPM, Rajiv Gandhi National Intellectual Information Patent and Patent Intellectual Property Management, that one institute will be there. That is the part of the Indian Patent Office that is situated at the Nagpur. That is the Patent Information Center. So they are also come up with many of the courses or many of the 1 day, 2 day or weekly programs. Online short-term courses are there for the different types of the IPs. Then especially for the woman scientist scheme will be there, WOS program that may be organized by the Technology Information Forecasting and the Assessment Council, TIFAC, and the Government of India. They are come up with this type of the programs in that women can incorporate and continue this program. They are also providing some of the stipend to their women for particular monthly basis, and this may be for 1 or 2 years of the program. Then patent is an examination and the trademark is an examination that can be conducted by the patent office in the frequent in the some interval phase. Then the examination for the patent examiner. If you want to pursue your career in the with the Government of India in the patent office, then the patent examiner exam will be there. So these are the few things. By that way you can boost your career in the field of the IP. Then now we will little bit go in the depth related to the Indian patent examination, which recently that exam has been finished by the Indian Patent Office. Now that maybe we are thinking that in the next year or the upcoming 1 or 2 years that again that examination will become. Generally after 2 to 3 years they are conducting this type of the examination that is called the Indian Patent Examination. That is a central government exam conducted by the Indian Patent Office. So basically what is this? So this exam is the examination conducted by the Controller General of Patent, Design and Trademark, Indian Patent Office and the central government. Then which are the exam centers are there? Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Nagpur. These four in the 4 patent office, Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi and Kolkata, and one is the patent information center, that is the Nagpur. These 5 are the exam center for this examination. Then what are the eligibility for this examination? So for that he or she can be an Indian citizen. Second one is the person has to completed 21 years of their age and they having any degree in the science, engineering and technology from any of the university in the Indian territory. So if any person who is from the science background having a 21 years of the age, minimum age factor is 21 years, and if he or she is an Indian citizen, then they can eligible to give this examination. Now what is the paper style for this type of the examination? So generally the exam will be taken into the 2 parts. In the first part, this is the theoretical examination. Second part is related to the viva voice. In the first part, 2 papers are there, paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 is in the morning time, paper 2 is in the afternoon time. And once you will clear this paper 1 and 2, then you are eligible for the viva. That is on the another day, means after a few days the viva will be there. Then what is the structure of the written examination? In the paper 1, that is for the 2 hours. Paper 2 is for the 3 hours. Paper 1, that is related to the objective type. Any of the multiple choice questions are there that you have to give the answers. 1 or more answers will be correct for that, and their OMR sheet they have given. That is for the 2 hours paper style. Then in the paper 2, that is the 3 hours. In that, the whole the things are related to the descriptive type. In the case study, they will ask about the patent drafting, and for the viva voice, that is the part 2. Now this is the basic paper style, how they are what is the in the paper 1 they are asking from the one patent act will be there for the any legal things, one legal book will be or the act will be there. So for the patent also they have come up, the government will come up with the patent act and the patent rules. So you have to read all those things, act as well as the rules, and from that paper 1 and paper 2 will be asked. Then for the paper 1 100 marks will be there, for paper 2 100 marks will be there. And duration for the paper 1 is the 2 hours, duration for the paper 2 is the 3 hours. Paper 1 they will ask all questions are the multiple choice questions. In that may be a 1 answer correct for or a 2 answer correct, or true and false will be there. There is no negative marking, and all questions are the compulsory questions. In that part 1 is the 60 marks, part 2 is the 30 marks, and part C is for the 30 marks. Part 2 is the 10 marks and part 3 is of the 30 marks. So total is the 100 marks. And in the paper 2 they will ask about the case study based on the interpretation of the patent act and rules. They are asking about the patent drafting or the writing of the patent application. So that is for the 3 hours. In that the 3 parts are there, A, B and C. In the A they will asking about the some short notes from the patent act or some of the case studies are there. Then in the B they are asking the case study related questions. Then in the C they will asking about the some of the questions of the drafting. So the part C, which are A and B are the compulsory. In the part C they will give you the some options. You can select any, they are giving the 2 options for the drafting. One is from the technology or engineering field, one is from the pharmaceutical or the composition field, chemical field, and any of that you can draft and submit to them. Then if you will secure the minimum 50 marks out of the 100 marks in the paper 1 as well as in the paper 2, then you are eligible for the viva. And in the total marks of these 3, paper 1, 2 and viva, that will be a 60%. So in general, the 100 marks of the paper 1, 100 marks of the paper 2 and the 50 marks of the viva voice, total overall marks will be the 250. So out of that, if you are securing the 160 marks, 60% of that, then you are eligible for the, you are a patent agent, Indian patent agent. So in the first paper and second paper you have to secure at least 50%, and in the viva with the viva you have to secure at least the 60%. So then and then you are become a patent agent. Then career as a patent agent. So you can start your own law firm. You can work as a IP department of any of the industry. You can work with any law firm. You can play a role in the academia, SSIP, the student startup innovation policy will be there, or act as a startup mentor. Then in the roles of the patent agents, you can practice before the controller. Controller means the patent office person who is the head into the particular department or in the patent office. So that controller, in front of controller you can practice. You can prepare all the documents related to the patent filing. You can file an international application also. You can file a design application. You can work as a SSIP facilitator. So in the patent office also they have keep one segment that is known as a SSIP facilitator. For that, if some person who is filing the patent application, that patent agent filing the patent application for some individual person or some startup or the students, then that person can ask the reimbursement of that particular patent office fees from the patent office. So for that, that role is known as the SSIP facilitator. So if you want to become SSIP facilitator, for that also the patent is an exam. Clearing this exam is a mandatory things. So this is all about the career into the IP field and IPR field. Thank you one and all for listening me patiently, and you can, and now your all the questions are welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, Preeti. I think now the way how to go into their career to take up their various examinations as patent agent. I think this exam will do to have the different roles in IP. Am I right? This
Sorry.
particular exams, whatever exam you have shown as a patent agent,
Hmm.
this itself will be enough for them to take up their career in the different fields of IP, and they
Yes,
can have
yes,
their own.
yes. So as
Is
I
it?
have told that I am also a registered patent agent. So I have cleared this exam. So now I can file the patent application on behalf of my clients and all. I can prosecute this exam. I can present the that invention in front of the patent office on behalf of the any of the person. So for that, this patent is an exam. If you want to really want to enter into this field, then this exam is a little bit more important to clear this exam.
Okay. So that's nice. So that's a really interesting. And now I think the students will have a new pathway as they do their PG itself. Now they will be aware of this patent agent examination so that they can take. Only thing is that we need to know the rules under which rule it comes, and all those things they should
Hold the
remember.
patent law. Yes, hold the
Yeah,
patent
the
law.
laws have to be remembered. The laws have
Yes,
to be
but that
remembered.
if the people are starting the preparation from now, so in the next year or then after the 1 and 2 year, the examination will be conducted. So they will. That is not that much tough because I am from the
Okay.
pharmaceutical background, and during my PG, I am come to know that this type of field will be there, and I have jumped into this field.
That's
So that may
you
be
are also in pharma. You are also in pharma, right?
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah. So okay. So now that you are switched on to this, taking this, and
yeah.
I think even though there are a number of patent agents are available, so many in India, I think still they are in more demand,
Yes,
as
yes,
you
because
said.
now the innovation is very much in the top. We can say the people are come up with the innovation, people are come up with the startups, and government also supporting the things and the startups and the IP portfolio. Because
Okay.
in the morning also one AICT event will be there. They are come up with some impact series like that. So they are in that they are motivating the student for the IP as well as the entrepreneurship. So now
Okay.
government is also incorporating this. So the patent filing will day by day it will be increasing. So the role of patent agent will be increased definitely.
That's it. That's it. So fine. So nice, nice. It's really interesting. And now that you have a new pathway students to take up your career, even though you are in science, you can also take up alternate instead of going for this online sources in IT. Like you're going for what do you say, like um, what is it, medical coding and all those things, which will be having only a lag after a few years. There is no improvement in your career. It will be stagnant after they do a little just for coding, and they're working for the foreign medical, what do you say, like insurances and all. But I think this field is really better, and they can have a eye opening in this. So I request all the students to focus and just go through all the websites, the various lecturers who have given their talks in this workshop, and as well as given by Preeti, you all can take up this patent agent examination. So since all of you are young and you are all doing your PG, you can also take up this simultaneously so that some of you can achieve to greater heights. Whoever is going to pursue in this and making this as a passion in your life, you can also achieve a great heights. So with these words, I thank you very much, Preeti. If anybody has any queries, you can just discuss with her. The floor is
Yes,
open.
yes. And in after this session also, if anyone have any query in when you are come up with any new ideas in that phase also, and in the your career choosing also, so you can contact me on this mail ID or the number anytime. I'm available.
Yeah, so that you can talk to her anytime. She is available, so that you can contact her for any pattern filing of any patent, and she has given her mail ID and her contact number as well. So please be in touch and make use of her for your benefits. So with this kind note, now that we have come to the end of the sessions, so I would like to end up, since if anybody, with all the participants here, I would like to request any one of them or any few of them also to give a feedback regarding the sessions, whatever they have attended. I would like to have a feedback from the audience who are present here. Please share your thoughts, whoever is here. At least 1 or 2 minutes, you can just speak. I just keep the floor open for the participants because, as you know, the valedictory, the chief guest, whoever I was invented, he had an emergency today, and he has death in his house, so he's not able to attend. So I think with the feedback of the audience, we can. I'll just summarize about the speakers, and we can wind up the program. I will be sending the certificates to all the participants. So I request 1 or 2 participants to share your words.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, madam.
Good
Uh,
evening, sir.
I am Dr. Parthiban from Malabar Cancer Center. Uh, Actually, this workshop was very useful to us. We were not knowing much on the deeper side of how we should approach, what are the facilities available, and how to go on. All these things we were not aware. We were knowing just a bit about the India Startup Mission, what it is. If we find out anything, how it is going to help us, to whom approach, all these things we were not in a clear position to know all these things. Right after attending this workshop, we have an idea now, clear cut picture that yes, these are the things, through this procedures we need to go, and it is very useful for us also who are parallelly working on the research side also. So this workshop was very useful, and I thank the organizing secretary, uh, Madam Sudha Madam, also for organizing this such a nice workshop. Thank you, madam, and thanks all the speakers for their clear and precise presentation given.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyone else who needs to share their views?
Good evening, ma'am. I'm Dr. Deviki from Farouk College,
Yeah.
Kerala. Uh, the program was organized very well, and actually I attended this course because they have my students have one paper in integrated MSc Geology. They have a general course on IPR. Because of that, I attended this course,
Okay.
uh, and it was very useful for me. And more than that thing, I got more knowledge about this IPR, and I think I have to do some more courses on this topic. Like,
Definitely.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you for all the speakers, and thank you, ma'am. Sudha.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone? Sapri, I think you also are a regular attender.
Hi,
Sapri,
hi. Good
hi.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you, Sudha madam?
Yes. You can
Thank
just
you.
say a few words.
Yeah, it was quite interesting how you brought it in line, especially when it goes to inventions in academic perspectives also. Like there are, as somebody just now said, that many research institutions are working, but they don't know the importance of having an IP. And also maybe you could stress upon as a remote institution to work accordingly. The scientists may not be expected to know the is finished, office, IP office, it would be really helpful, I guess. And thank you for organizing one thing online and second thing so effectively. I think we all have to congratulate you. You are so effectively managing everything. Congratulations, Siddha ma'am,
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
conducting it so effectively for the past couple of days. It's not that easy to handle everyone, although it is online, and you managed it quite well.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you. So thank